Hi, my name is Emily Jones. You may recognize me from such classic videos like Cincinnati, Greg Lives on the Moon. But today we're going to be talking about something very different. Today we're going to learn, explore, and create with the principle of art and design, value. The definition of value in art is defined as a relative lightness or darkness of color. It is an important tool for designers and artists in the way that it defines form and creates spatial illusions. The contrast of value separates objects in space, while a gradation of value suggests mass and a contour of continuous surface. By the end of this video, you'll be able to see and identify various steps in the scene of value and how to create a tool to help you identify values while you're creating your very own art projects. Let's start by learning how to identify the steps on a value scale. A simple value scale consists of 5 values. These values range in names from highlight, reflective light, midtone, and core shadow. You can see how these gradients of lightest light to darkest dark work their way along the value scale on the stick. We will be learning how to make our own value sticks very soon. But now, let's see how we can identify these gradients of value on objects. Here is a prop that is very useful when you are practicing your drawing, painting, or sculpting skills with anatomy. This plaster female torso is painted flat white to help an artist see the various stages and values on the torso's form. When you look at certain aspects of the prop's form, you can see the values doing their job to create the shapes and the form by the gradient values that make up the shadows. Look closely at the curve of her stomach. Here we can identify. Here is where you can see the highlights. You can see the midtone. You can see the core shadow. You can also see a little bit of some reflective light. Now, reflective light is a little harder to see, and reflective light is made up of the various light sources that are bouncing off the objects. Where might you be able to identify highlight, mid-tone, core shadows, and reflective light when looking at this piece? By paying close attention to these gradual steps and values while you render your shapes and really blending these values together, the objects you create in your art become more believable and professional looking. Now let's learn how to make our very own value scale guides. First things first, let's gather the materials you need. You can find these materials at your local hardware stores or art supply stores. This is what you'll need: paint mixing stick, paper towels, ruler, pencils, paintbrush, white and black paint. I'm using gouache for today. Next, you're wanting to paint your tones onto your own value stick. Start with the whitest white on the farthest left and paint it onto that piece. Next, you're going to want to take the midtone and put it right in the middle between the 5 spaces. Then you're going to want to do that jump in value between the white and the midtone onto the next. Next, you're going to want to take your black and put it in the very, very left. And then you're going to want to take the black and the midtone for that jump between those 2 values in the next part. Make sure to spread your paint evenly so that it can dry in an even tone so you can get the right value onto your stick. Now that we've learned about value, the different various stages in values, and how to identify them onto objects, and we've created our value sticks to use in our own artwork to identify values so we can render our shapes in a more professional manner, feel free to look around you throughout your day, in your spaces, outside, and the objects that you see, so you can see how value makes up all the shapes around us. Enjoy your day, and thank you for learning with me. Bye!